Let's break down the engine that powers pretty much every app and website you use every single day. You ever wonder how the biggest tech companies seem to push out new features and updates constantly, sometimes multiple times a day? Well, it's not magic, it's a super powerful method to their madness.
And that's our promise to you. We're giving you the cheat code right here. No confusing jargon, just a straight-up, simple breakdown of what DevOps is, why you should care, and how it all works. Let's dive in.
All right, first things first. What are we even talking about? You've probably seen DevOps engineer on job postings and thought it's just a title, but it's way, way bigger than that. It's a whole new way of thinking.
At its heart, DevOps is really a philosophy. It's all about bringing two teams together that used to be totally separate: the developers, or dev, who build the software, and the operations team, or ops, who get it out into the world and keep it running. The whole point is to tear down the walls between them to make everything faster and more reliable. And this is the perfect way to think about it. For years, devs and ops were just in different worlds. Devs would build the code, then kind of just toss it over a wall to the ops team to deal with. DevOps gets them in the same kitchen, working together, with the same goal.
And to really get why this was such a revolution, you have to see just how painful the old way was.
This lays it all out, right? In the old world, you had these silos. Devs would code for months, then throw it to ops. And when it inevitably broke, you'd have these high-stress war rooms with tons of finger-pointing. You were lucky to get a new release a couple of times a year. The DevOps way is the complete opposite. We're talking small, fast releases all the time. Automation handles the boring stuff, so there are fewer mistakes. And the big one, everyone owns the product together.
So how does this actually look in the real world? What's the day-to-day process? Well, it all boils down to this amazing continuous loop that just keeps going.
See, it's an infinity loop. This isn't a process that has a start and a finish line. It's a constant cycle of improvement. Every single stage feeds right into the next, which creates this smooth, seamless flow from a basic idea all the way to a running app. And then it sends all that juicy data right back to the beginning.
It all kicks off with the code, of course. A developer writes a new feature or fixes a bug, and they commit their changes to a shared library of code. A tool like Git is absolutely essential here, because it basically keeps a perfect history of every single change ever made. Super important for teamwork and a lifesaver if you need to undo something.
Okay, so as soon as that code is saved, the automation kicks in. This is the CI part of the famous CI/CD pipeline. It stands for continuous integration. A tool like Jenkins just automatically grabs the new code, builds it, and runs a whole bunch of tests to make sure nothing broke. If a test fails, the developer gets an alert right away to fix it.
Once the code passes all the tests with flying colors, it's ready for CD, or continuous delivery. This is where the code gets packaged up. A tool like Docker basically puts our app in its own little standardized box, so it runs the exact same way no matter where it is. Then something like Kubernetes comes in and acts like a master controller, managing thousands of these boxes at once. It's pretty incredible.
But we're not done yet. Just because the app is live doesn't mean the job is over. Now, tools like Prometheus are watching it 24/7. They're collecting tons of data on performance, usage, everything. And all that information, it feeds right back into the plan stage, so the team knows exactly what to build or fix next. That's the feedback loop that drives real innovation.
So, all of this sounds great in theory, but does it actually work? Well, let's look at two absolute giants who built their entire empires on these principles. You've got to remember, early Netflix had a massive problem. Their entire application was just one giant piece of code, a monolith. It was slow, clunky, and a nightmare to update. So they went all in on DevOps and broke it apart into hundreds of tiny little microservices. Now, each small team owns their little piece and can deploy updates thousands of times a day without breaking everything else.
And then you've got AWS, who are basically living in the future with this stuff. They've put AI right into their pipeline. Before a new piece of code goes live, an AI agent actually checks the health of the entire system. If it senses anything risky, it creates a safety gate and automatically blocks the deployment. It stops problems before they even happen.
If this is clear so far, don't forget to hit the like button.
Now, moving to DevOps isn't always a walk in the park. There are some really common traps that a lot of teams fall into, so here's your cheat code to make sure you avoid them.
The single biggest mistake by far is thinking you can just buy a bunch of fancy tools and call it a day. You can have the best automation on the planet, but if your dev and ops teams still aren't talking and still don't feel like they're on the same team, it will fail. the culture has to change first. And you know, this is especially true now with AI entering the picture. There's this fantastic line from a huge industry report that just nails it.
See, AI is just an amplifier. It hits the gas on whatever you're already doing. If your teamwork is solid, AI will make you even better. But if your process is a mess, AI is just going to help you make a bigger mess faster. Some teams found that when they gave AI tools to junior developers, it just buried the senior developers in a mountain of bad code to review. You have to fix your process first.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's boil it all down to the absolute must-knows. This is your DevOps cheat sheet.
Number 1, DevOps is about culture. It's about breaking down walls and getting people to work together. 2, it runs on automation. That CI/CD pipeline is the engine that makes everything fast and safe. And finally, number 3, the goal is to always be improving. It's a never-ending loop of feedback and getting better.
If you want a full DevOps roadmap step by step, subscribe now.
If you like this content and you learned something from us, please subscribe to this channel for more updates like this and share this on all your social networks.